Hello, Bradley. Your comment requires immediate action because you are so misguided and wrong. First of all, you do not get to dictate to somebody else whether or not they have gone to Jesus, if you will, or been saved. That is a direct and sacred thing that happens between the soul and God, not you. And in terms of going to Christ, since I already did almost 20 years ago, which is how I achieved Christ conscious enlightenment, I think that I'm an authority on the subject and you're not, because I can clearly see that you are not a disciple of Christ. You claim to be, but you're not truly. And because you don't know how to walk the talk, you have not been activated. And if you had been activated, you wouldn't be working against yourself because you have no gnosis. Gnosis means knowledge of self. It's a gift of wisdom that comes to the soul who lives righteously in accordance with the true discipleship of Christ. We also call that Christ because the Christ is a level of heaven that a soul will go through when they become Christ-ed through Christ conscious enlightenment. Christ conscious enlightenment cannot happen without a kundalini activation, which means that even Jesus had a kundalini activation. And he indicated that in many of his teachings, one of which he speaks of thine eye being single and thy whole body being full of light. Your body cannot become full of light without Christ conscious enlightenment, which again is an initiation into the heavenly dimensions and into becoming a Christed soul on earth. Now, your sad little teachings that you've been preaching about that you know nothing about got distorted during the Council of Nicaea. And when this happened, they removed, I believe it was 84 books out of the Bible or out of the teachings that were written during the time of Christ's time on earth. Many of those books, including the Gospel of Thomas and the Book of Enoch, had been removed along with highly sacred wisdom and teachings of the Essenes, which, by the way, I was one of in one of my past lives that I have full memory of because I was there during that time. Those teachings, which were the true teachings of the Mary Magdalene Gospels and also of Christ's teachings, got distorted and convoluted by King James and his many minions. King James, you know, the pedophile who had his mother that one. Oh yeah, he was a very unsavory character. And so you can't be seriously trying to condemn an ascended master soul for something that you know nothing about over something that you heard from a pedo, right? I mean, right? Salvation will not come to you until you've had a kundalini activation. That is part of the Christ oil that raises up in your being to turn you from a little tiny mortal into a seed of God, a God incarnate. And that, my friend, is the ultimate and epic purpose of being on earth, is for you to become self-realized, self-actualized, and to become the seed and son of God. That cannot again happen because your kundalini is all twisted up and contorted. And until you start to get yourself right and become a true, living, embodied disciple of Christ or the Christ energy, then you certainly are no disciple of Christ. And you have zero business getting online and condemning things that you know absolutely nothing about. Have a great day.